Now, there's something that I wanted to talk about. As you guys know, I have this big, heavy addiction to Genshin Impact, and I made a video about it, like, upon release. Obviously, I made another one once I summoned my favorite character that I've been trying to summon for so long, Kaching. And now the game has been out for a few months, and if you guys haven't yet, the Lantern Rite is just about to finish, which is an event on Genshin Impact, which, by the way, is fucking amazing. It's amazing. Which, let's talk about my experience with Genshin Impact the past couple months since it released, since open beta. Obviously, I'm a bit biased because I really do like this game a lot, and I've been playing it a lot. The characters are very likable, etc, etc. A lot of people are mostly drawn to Genshin Impact because of the gacha system, because of the characters you can get. And I will say that the gacha portion, the summoning portion, is nothing but pain. I know a lot of people are upset about how it is. It's very expensive, but to be fair, a lot of gacha games are pretty expensive. But with Genshin Impact in particular, I know the summoning system is very unforgiving, because not only are you summoning for characters, you're also summoning for weapons. So sometimes you're at pity, which is every 90 summons you're guaranteed 1 5-star, and I know people are hoping to get the banner character, the banner event character, but they end up getting a permanent character that you can get whenever it's possible, or you get a weapon that you don't want or already have, you know. So sometimes, yes, the summoning is a bit hit or miss. And when it came to, like, for example, I have every character in Genshin Impact except Clean Zhongli. When I was summoning for Clean Zhongli, I did get a 5-star, but I got a 5-star weapon, not a 5-star character. So those are just 2 moments where it was like I took a big fat L. But after that, I kind of figured out what works, and I know how much I'm going to spend whenever I'm going into a new character. Like now the Kaching banner is on, which is funny because I spent tons of money trying to get Kaching, and now she has her own banner. But I'm not mad about that because I already have her already. She's leveled appropriately, and she's been a key character in my team. Like, she's my main DPS. People would think Diluc, but no. Kaching's my main DPS, and she's been like super clutch for me. She's just my favorite character to use, and I feel like I built a team that works really well with her. But yeah, like when it comes to the summoning part, I said I wasn't going to talk about the summoning, and here I am talking about the gacha system, right? The gacha system is very unforgiving, but it's not the gacha system that makes me like this game. And I feel like what people always seem to get mixed up, and a big advice that I tell people is, like, if you're playing Genshin Impact just for the summoning, you're not going to like the game. You're going to hate the game because, like I said, summoning in Genshin Impact is the worst. And I love this game. But I stand by, the summoning system is fucking trash. If you're going to Genshin Impact with the mindset of playing a story, exploration, actually following with the character's story as well, and actually diving deep, even the NPCs have good stories, you know, and the events, the different things that they give you to do, it becomes such a fun game. Now I'm at pretty much post-game stuff where I finished everything that they have to give until the new update. What you have to realize is that we've only completed chapter 1 of Genshin Impact. The whole thing in Mondstadt was just the prologue, and Liyue was chapter 1. The funniest thing about it is, you know, people always compare it to, like, for example, Breath of the Wild or the Nier Automata, or there's like a lot of games that it, you know, like, it does resemble. I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to the story, it really sets apart itself from all the other games. Genshin Impact was a game that I was interested in because of the summoning at first, and because of the character designs, because I thought they were so great. I thought they were fucking amazing. But when I started playing the story, when I started exploring, I had so much fun. I'm still 100%, and I've always preached this to a lot of people who are starting to play Genshin Impact, is that you can have fun for free. You do not have to spend a goddamn dime in this game. You get primo gems. Like, you get primo gems by going through the story, by clearing events, by doing your dailies. You get primo gems to summon. It may not be like a lot of summons at a time. It might be like 1 summon or 2 summons a day, but it's a lot. And then, if anything, if you want to summon a character, you just save up your primos for something later. And you get, like I said, you get primos easily just by going through the story, doing certain events in the game. You don't have to spend. You may not get a 5-star that you want unless you kind of like spend a little bit, unfortunately, but you don't need to have these 5-star characters to enjoy the game. You could have fun with the characters that they straight up give you. Currently, I have 2 characters that were free that I worked on heavily, which is the main character. And people always talk shit like, oh, I can't believe you leveled up the main character. I'm like, because he is a character that is universal and that can use any element when he reaches their little statue thing, right? So Inazuma, I'm assuming it's going to be electricity. So I'm curious what his power is going to be. And when that time comes, at least I can use him, right? And I can use him for the story if he ends up having this really sick electric power. Will it be better than Kaching? Probably not, but it's going to be good regardless. His wind power is really good, and the stone one is very useful as well. Another character that I'm recently leveling up that I realized is so fucking good is Noelle. People talk shit about Noelle, but Noelle's not a bad character. She's a really good shield user. Noelle is really good. She's a really good tanky character, and if you have the right artifacts and everything, fits perfectly fine. And another character that I've been working on just for the shits and giggles because she gets so much hate, but I feel like I could make her good. I know Tectone is trying to, have her buffed, is Amber. Because I do like Amber. I think Amber is a cool character. People hate on her because, now that Ganyu's out and Ganyu's really good, Ganyu's fucking broken, Amber doesn't get as much love as, like, all the other free characters. I mean, Lisa, I know I joke around about Kaya, and I was like, Kaya. It's a joke. I like Kaya. I really, really do like Kaya. I just say, kind of like how people say, Amber's useless. It's kind of like how I'm like, Kaya's useless. I just send him out to, like, go do things for me. The funny thing is, like, so I made a bet with one of my viewers, Muazi, and I said, oh, if you donate 50 subs on this Twitch chat, I will max out Kaya's level. And he did, so now I gotta max out Kaya's level, but he's not gonna have any weapon and no artifacts. But regardless of me doing that, he is actually a really, really good character. If you want to use Kaya, who is a free character, he is really good. And sometimes when you go through these events, you get options of free characters. Like with the Lantern Rite recently, you could get any of, I think it was Ningguang, Xingqiu, Xinyan, Xiangling, I think, and Beidou. So you got any of those for free as long as you did the event and you kept going through the event to the very end. And usually when you do that with events, you usually get the characters for free. Another event that we were given for free recently was the Fischl event, and you would get a free Fischl. And Fischl is like a 4-star that is like a 5-star support. Same thing with Beidou. What people don't realize is that even though people really want 5 stars, 4-star characters are really fucking good. I remember a lot of people used to hate on our boy Bennett, but Bennett is really good, and people are like, holy shit, Bennett's actually really good. And I've been using Bennett even before I got Diluc, and Bennett's actually on my main team with Kaching. Beidou is really good. She's a really, really good Claymore user. So it doesn't matter about the 5-star versus 4 stars. Obviously, there are characters that are better than others, but if you have the right artifacts, which are like items to attach to them so that they have different strengths and different buffs, depending on the artifact and the weapon that you attach to them, any character, including Amber, can be usable. Some characters, like I said, obviously will be better than others, but they're all usable in a sense. And that's why I mean, like, you don't need to spend. People are like, but it's pay to win, blah, blah, blah. And obviously I have paid. I put in a lot of money. I stopped buying rem figures for this. And since there's so much more of Genshin Impact to be revealed, like, when are we getting Inazuma? I don't know. I don't know when we're getting Inazuma. Maybe next month? 2 months? I don't know. But Inazuma, when that comes, that's another world to explore. We just finished Dragon Spine, which is a part of Mondstadt. Leeway was really long, and Mondstadt was really long, and you don't have to grind out your characters to max like I did or like everyone else did. You really don't have to. For events, I think required level is like 25, 30, like around there, so it's not even that bad. As long as you play through the story, you have fun, you can just casually play and have a good time. God, my hair is a goddamn mess. You can just casually have fun. A lot of like my friends just casually play through the game, but I always tell them like, yo, you just at least get through Liyue so you guys can go like do the events, because the events were amazing. Like recently I could talk about the Lantern Rite. The Lantern Rite was probably my favorite event in Genshin Impact. It was so beautiful. I was trying not to cry when Zhao was looking out at the Zhao lanterns floating into the sky. That shit hit so hard because I think he's like a little bit tsundere, but he's super edgy for a reason, because he carries all of this weight on his shoulders on his own as the vigilant Vashka He's a vigilant demon slayer. He's Tanjiro, but cooler. And of course, there's like lots of raid bosses, so you can work on leveling up your character. Adventure ranks. World levels are usually, you know, every 5 levels, and I haven't had much of an issue because I'm at world level 8. It's a little bit hard, but it's not like that hard for me where I'm dying every second. Like, I have my characters leveled up appropriately. I have a lot of characters leveled up appropriately. You know, usually it's not, you shouldn't use up your resources that much where you're leveling up so much characters, but the thing is, I play this game so much, I was like, you know what, why not? I'll level up every character. And that's another thing. Obviously, you know, there are ways to strengthen your character, and they have suggestions on Genshin.gg and all of that stuff, and I'll look through it sometimes. But honestly, you can build a character any way you want. That's where the artifacts come in, and you don't have to follow that, you know, and you don't have to follow anyone's advice. You don't have to follow a tier list. You could play the game however you want. You know, obviously I get made fun of a lot because like, oh, you leveled up the main character? What the fuck? Oh my god, you're leveling Amber? What? Because at the end of the day, I can do it if I really, really wanted to. My overall experience for Genshin Impact, the past couple months have been nothing but positive. I mean, obviously the game's not perfect and there's a lot of flaws. Don't get me wrong, even with gameplay sometimes. There's some weird shit that happens, some RNG shit that just randomly happens. And even like the gacha system, like I said, is very unforgivable. The battle pass system, it's fun, it gives you something to do, but I breeze through that shit so fast because I play the game heavily. I wish they added a little bit more so I can, so I have more to do. One thing that MiHoYo does really well is that they keep adding and implementing and changing so that the game is more playable, that we have more to do, and I really, really appreciate that. When we get Inazuma, that's another layer, another story, more land to explore, and just in itself, Liyue and Mondstadt is fucking huge. And if we're getting this other place, you can only imagine how fucking huge this map is going to be. There's so many chapters in Genshin Impact that it literally blows my mind. And there's so many waifus. Who wouldn't want to play? But obviously you have to spend to get the waifus, or you have to just go through the story. I always tell my fucking friends, but they don't goddamn listen to me. Oh, I put this much money. Oh, but did you finish this? No, man, I didn't get through that yet. Dude, you will get free. I got 20 free summons, I feel like, just off of this Lantern Rite event. 20 free summons! And you guys aren't doing it! Oh my god. I haven't been this in love with a video game. Obviously, I love Persona 5 to hell and Persona 5 Royale. And I love Nier Automata. And I loved Breath of the Wild. And I love Super Smash Bros. I love Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I love all of these games. But I haven't loved a game this much since the release of Pokemon Black, White, and Black 2, White 2. And that's my favorite Pokemon game of all time, and Pokemon's my favorite game. It's not perfect, but it's my favorite game. And this game gave me that addiction that I loved. I also, you know how I have it on my phone, but I hate having touchscreen control. So you know what I did? I bought a fucking controller when they made controller support for it. This is the Razer Kishi. I bought this just so I could play Genshin Impact on my phone when I'm in bed, so I don't have to play it on my computer all the time, because I feel like, you know, keyboard and mouse is a little bit superior, but that's just what I'm used to. My friends who play on controller are really good on my level, if not better. I'm not a professional at Genshin Impact. People think I'm decent. I'm good, but I am not compared to like the Tectones. I'm not as good as like even Cry when he was doing it. I'm not as good as my friends that I play with on stream, but I can say that I'm pretty decent, and I've dove into this game so much that for me, it's just beyond like building a character. It's beyond summoning. What really made me like it is the actual character stories and the events and the story, the things that are free and that are given to us. That is what intrigued me to play this game even more, and why I fell in love with it, and why it honestly became one of my favorite games of all time. And it's so weird to say that because we're only in chapter 1, and this is me saying it at the completion of chapter 1. Heck, they might even ruin the game later along the lines into where it just drops off of, you know, the face of the earth, and I won't like it anymore, and I will admit that on video, because this is how much I really like this game. Obviously, I had a bit of viewership drop because I started playing this game so heavily, but for me, it didn't matter. People complained, oh, you're playing Genshin Impact, I'm just gonna leave now, you know, like that. it hurt. It hurt because it came from a lot of people that would come all the time, and now when I started playing this game, they're like, I don't want to come here anymore. It hurt for sure. At the same time, it's like, it's a game that I'm so passionate about and that I really like. It made me feel so happy. Like, it's a game that brought me happiness. You know, when I'm having a hard time off camera, when you guys don't see it, one of the things that I do is I start up Genshin Impact, and I look how much resin I have, which is a small issue with the game that they're fixing over time. See if I can fight any raids on my own, because I can handle bosses on my own now. I can at least handle that. But all in all, man, all I can say is that this game has just brought me happiness. It sounds so nerdy to say, but I really like this game a lot. If you guys haven't played it yet, play it. I'm not even sponsored by MiHoYo. I would love to be. I would love to be sponsored by MiHoYo for Genshin Impact. A lot of my friends are sponsored by them. A lot of the YouTubers that I watch that don't even play the game as much as I do are sponsored by them. It doesn't matter because they're still going to take my money. If you haven't played Genshin Impact, try it out. You know, it may not be for you, it may be for you. All I can say, it's free. You have nothing to lose. It's free. If you spend money, just know that's on you. So yeah, that's my experience with Genshin Impact. This is like a main channel thing because usually I would put this on the second channel, but because I love this game so much, I wanted to put it here because it is important to me. Play Genshin Impact and subscribe. Try and get to 50,000 subscribers. Let's go.